Hello, my name is Chaima and I'm part of the team here at LABASAD. We're thrilled to have you join us for today's informative session with Marco Ontano, the Director of the Online Master in Creative Direction. During this session, Marco will explain everything you need to know about the master programs. You will discover the curriculum, the objectives, the learning methodology, and much more. And we are excited to share all these details with you and provide a clearer understanding of what makes this program unique and perfectly suited for those who want to take a leap in their career by combining creative and strategic and leadership skills, and who are eager to master not just ideas and projects, but also how to lead people in the ever-evolving creative industries. But before we begin, I'd like to share a little bit about our school. We are the only exclusively online design school that has a 100% live format. This gives students an in-person experience in an online format. This is how we guarantee such a unique, high-quality learning experience. To give you a clearer picture of our impact, here are some key statistics about LABASAD. More than 94% of our students recommend LABASAD. More than 3,000 students have studied with us, and more than 250 instructors, all of them professionals actively working in their fields. Our global community includes students from more than 54 countries, including Germany, the United States, Spain, Italy, Mexico, and many more. LABASAD's reputation extends beyond our students. We have been featured in Creative Boom, in It's Nice That, and other leading design media. This publication highlights our innovative approach and commitment to fostering creative talent. One of the things that set LABASAD apart is our dedication to supporting students beyond the classroom. Our program offers opportunities for international recognition. For example, Vanessa Garcia, a student of the Online Master in Strategic Packaging Design, received a global acclaim at the Penta Awards 2024 in London, winning gold in food and silver in luxury goods. So why study at LABASAD? Here are just a few reasons. Our faculty consists of professionals from around the globe who bring real-world experience directly into the classroom. We guide our students throughout their learning journey, ensuring they always feel connected and supported. Beyond the curriculum, students have access to different opportunities such as workshops, masterclasses, group follow-up sessions, participation in awards, LABASAD Live, networking, and many more. If all the previous information about us resonates with you and you are considering taking the next step in your creative career, now is the perfect timing. The application period for our master program is now open, with classes started in May 2025. For more details, feel free to contact us at info.labasad@.com. We are also very active on social media such as Instagram and now also TikTok. So if you'd like to stay updated on all things related to design, we encourage you to follow us. Now I will leave you with Marco Ontano, who will explain in more detail what our online master in creative direction is all about. But first, I will introduce you to Marco. Marco is both a conceptual and hands-on every designer and creative director. After working for over 15 years for some of the most prestigious agencies all over Europe and for some of the biggest brands worldwide, he started freelancing to embrace the freedom of chasing new challenges and different kinds of projects. He is passionate about arts, photography, typography, and staying ahead of visual trends and technologies innovation.
Thank you, Chaima. Hi, everyone. I'm Marco Ontano. I'm the director of the master. We're very happy to go through the whole program of the master with you guys, and we'll tell you a bit more about what's the syllabus, what's the goal of the whole master, and what do we mean when we talk about creative direction. So this is briefly the topics we're gonna run through together. So what is creative direction? What are the requirements and the candidates that would be a good fit for the master? The learn, experience, play, repeat kind of approach, which is something that we will experience through all the modules of the master, the study plan, and the instructors and subjects. So first of all, what is creative direction? What do we mean when we talk about creative direction? To become a creative director means to combine creative, strategic, and managerial skills. And today's industry is an amazing territory for great job opportunities. But the difference between being a creative professional and a creative director is the way we master ideas, projects, and most importantly, people. So that's a key element of the whole master, because to become a great creative professional has a lot to do with technical skills, softwarings, and stuff like that. but the way we approach people as well as we approach creativity, that will make a creative director a creative director, basically. So from advertising to social media, from fashion to design, graphic arts, branding, this course will introduce the fundamentals of creative leadership across all areas, all medium, delivering tools to step up your career through engaging classes and hands-on experiences. A team of multidisciplinary experts will provide insights, tips, and knowledge to support your understanding of creative direction across a potentially infinite variety of creative paths. Talking about the candidates and the requirements, knowledge of graphic design software is of course recommended, even though it's not mandatory, because when it comes to creative direction, most of the time, the bigger part of the job would be to manage creative concepts and again, people. So it's good to be skilled with softwares, but it's not mandatory. Basics of visual communication as well are advised. And of course, curiosity is a must. Aspiring creative directors eager to develop the necessary skills for today's professional landscape are the people we're looking for. Professionals in creative sectors looking to either change careers, upgrade their job title, or broaden their knowledge in the industry as well. And last but not least, every individual interested in exploring various creative paths to determine which areas of the industry is most appealing to them from a team leader perspective. Learn, experience, play, repeat. This is the creative approach we're going to be using through the master. And core skills and creative thinking is probably the first thing we will have to go through together. So how to learn and develop the fundamental skills required to become a successful creative director in today's dynamic industry. How to learn the importance of conceptual thinking, visual storytelling, and strategic problem solving in the expansive contemporary creative territories. Then advanced storytelling and interdisciplinary collaboration. So how to gain first-hand knowledge from industry professionals, actively shaping today's creative landscape, how to explore all aspects of creative communication and discover new ways to challenge yourself and your team through brainstorming, collaborations, and mixing different talents and competencies. Industry insights and mastering your and others' creative voices. This is another very important key point. So we're gonna learn together how to develop your unique creative voice and identify areas of the creative industry that interest you. How to learn, how to get the best out of your ideas, and how to inspire your team and every other people and your clients as well, using creativity as a bridge that links conceptual thinking with concrete solutions. At the end, of course, we're going to have to run through portfolio development and career readiness, because the whole point of becoming a creative director is just to get you ready for the industry. So how to build a diverse portfolio of different kind of works across different creative areas, how to prepare yourself to enter the contemporary creative industries through engaging relevant projects, leading creative presentations, developing practical skills, and participating in informative lectures. So let's take a look at the study plan together. We are going to have 4 different modules that are structured in this order. The first one will be about creativity, communication, and collaboration. The second one will be how to tell and sell a story. Module number 3 is what we called the human factor. And module number 4 is ready, steady, go. Module number 1, as we just mentioned, is going to be about creativity, communication, and collaboration. And the courses are going to be Welcome to the Master, Understanding Creative Design and Visual Communication, Ideas Generators, and Strategic Thinking. The second module would be about creative writing and creative concepts, treatment and tone of voice, typography and illustration, photography and mood board, and then audiovisual media, UX, UI design, and new technologies. Module number 3, what we called the human factor, is probably the core of the whole master. And we're gonna go through brand building, case studies and sustainable creativity, creative presentation and understanding the brief, team leading and client management, and networking, professional practice, and constructive feedback. And at the end, module number 4, ready, steady, go, portfolio development, and the final project of the master. So module number 1 will start with a welcome to the master class. There will be an introductory session from myself, Marco Ontano, the course director, introducing the course and breaking down what will be taught throughout the modules. Students will have the chance to introduce themselves, presenting their background and their professional goals, so that the sessions can be shaped and designed to meet everyone's specific needs and expectations. This sounds very introductory, but it's actually super important for us. That's why I'm gonna have the class myself, because based on every single student needs, we will make sure that we can craft all the lessons in order to get you ready for what's your specific professional goal. The second session would be understanding creative design and visual communication. This is super important because it doesn't matter what's your creative previous background. We're gonna go run through a bit of history and background and the broader culture context of creative design and visual communication. Everyone in the class will be introduced to the idea that creative direction is not just a job title, but it's a form of communication leadership which can be used to impact wider culture. So we're gonna take a look at what's happening right now and what happened in the past and how the creative director role changed, and make sure that we can kind of get closer to a more human approach where creativity gets more relevant from a human perspective and not just from an ego perspective. Then we're gonna follow up with idea generators. Idea generators is a very important course because it's gonna be a playful way to learn how to find disruptive idea from scratch, exploring how inspiration can come from everything around us. And this lecture will emphasize the importance of creative ideas while conveying messages that can be social, political, ethical, for a client, whatever, and will showcase some of the most influential creative impacts on contemporary culture today. This course will be led by Davide Gozzi, which is a strategic and creative director. So it's going to be very interesting to get through ideas generation from a strategic perspective as well. Davide will also lead the strategic thinking classes, where every creative idea will be taken in consideration a huge number of factors that can be the audience, the media, the budgets, the timing, the deadlines, the client needs. And this course will teach students how to effectively utilize strategic thinking as a creative direction foundation, as well as supporting them to develop their visual literacy to better understand how to communicate ideas and messages in a visual way and develop a rationale for their creative choices. The module number 2 will crack on with creative writing and creative concepts. It will be led by Michael Bosco and Filippa Mauricio, and it's super interesting because they are a creative direction duo. They work together. Michael is an art director and Filippa, she's a copywriter. They work together, and it's going to be very interesting to show everyone how creative leadership roles often are managed by 2 people instead of 1. So how do we support each other ideas and how we do share responsibility and joys of the job. So with this course, we will focus on the importance of wording and integrated creative concepts, introducing students to the foundationals tools that are required as a creative director today. It will introduce students to the basics of creative projects, teaching how ideas can be used as an asset to display emotions and personalities, as well as present the students with work of relevant artists and creative trends. Still, as a creative direction couple, Michael and Filippa will lead the treatment and tone of voice course as well, which again, it's super important for a creative person to make sure that when you get an idea, you can craft it and tell it in so many different ways. So how do we find the right tone of voice for the right idea? Every idea can be told really in a million different ways. And with this course, we will showcase all sorts of visual and storytelling approaches, supporting the students to find their own creative style and the importance of identifying the best tone of voice for each specific creative task. Module 2 will continue with Charles Anderson, which is an amazing creative director and designer, and we'll start with typography and illustration. Combining images and type in different ways can give meaning to our work and communicate ideas and narratives effectively. It will encourage experimenting with different techniques and processes to build impactful graphic compositions and layouts and discover new ways of working. Charles will also continue the module 2 talking about photography and mood board. So 2 different assets that will complete, let's say, the most technical area that just happen with the typography and photography classes. And this course will showcase how effective photographic support can be in telling and selling a creative project. So from building a mood board to supervise a photo shoot, the students will learn how to think from a photographic perspective, which is still visual but very much related to photography, and to think visually at every stage of every creative process. Oliver Wright will be leading the audiovisual media UX UI design and new technologies. He's an amazing design and creative director, and he's very much focused his career in gaming and technologies. So it will be amazing to have his support on this class. And it's crucial to be aware of the possibilities that technology offers today, of course, exploring all digital outcomes. And the class will provide an overview of audiovisual media as a creative support, UX UI design as well, and we will keep in consideration the importance of designing every creative project, keeping users and goals in mind. So we will also take a look at AI and new technologies and whatever technology have to offer to create a digital work with both aesthetical and functional approach at the heart. Module number 3, as previously mentioned, will be the human factor. So how to learn and transform your personal human skills into a leadership kind of approach. And Cecilia Mariamelli will start a new module with the brand building course. She's an art director and creative director, very much focused her career in brand building. So branding and visual identity are all around us, and these sessions that she'll let us have with her will focus on the area of graphic design, teaching the students what makes a successful brand identity. We will also have the chance to explore visual different range of creative tasks and learn how to develop the skills, the visual literacy and creative confidence in this area. Cecilia will also lead the case studies and sustainable creativity classes. These are super contemporary and important factors that we have to keep in consideration because the world is what it is and sustainability is a very important topic and creativity is impacted by it. So how do we learn to make sure that our creative projects have a sustainable approach? We will showcase some of the most creative, successful case studies, and we'll teach how to read them in order to be able to create one, first of all, focusing on the importance that storytelling and visual communication has in defining a memorable brand. Also, since it's impossible not to consider it, the students will be taught how to get a wider vision of how everything that's happening in the world have to have an impact on our communication tasks and how it's our responsibility to develop a conscious creativity. Creative presentations and understanding the brief. It's a course that will be led by Julie Carpinelli. She's an amazing creative director as a copywriter. And creative directors have a key role when it comes to receiving the client's brief and set up the creative development of the tasks requested. It is then crucial to learn to read, understand, and respond to a brief, treating it as a creative asset as opposed to an enemy in disguise. Every creative who had any kind of job in the past knows that the brief from the client most of the time will be something we face as a challenge, and we need to make sure the client understands us and blah, blah, blah. But it's actually super important to be able to read properly the brief, because sometimes understanding the client needs is not so clear. So this course will focus on how to manage it from a creative direction perspective, focusing on rational and logical tools, exploring how an effective creative presentation should be built in order to get your team or your clients on board by delivering a clear, engaging, and entertaining vision of the creative concept. Team leading and client management is another very much important part of the module 3. It will be led by Valeria Albani. She's an amazing team coordinator and creative facilitator from the US, and dealing with strict deadlines and people that can be unsympathetic, unfortunately, it happens, or budget crisis can be challenging. And it's very much known to be probably the most difficult aspect in the industry for everyone who has a leadership role. And this course is dedicated to inspiring a team and having a healthy communication with clients and with everyone in your team by teaching the students how to develop a respectful, firm, and personal approach, exploring how the first thing a great creative director must have is being able to manage the human instincts of himself and the people he works with and for. Networking, professional practice, and constructive feedback is a follow-up of the previous course, and it's super important because how do creative directors that can be freelancing or aiming to join agencies get in touch with the relevant people in order to get the job they always dreamt of having? How do they manage their own business, and how do they present themselves to get visibility in the industry? These sessions will provide an overview about the real-world scenarios, delivering a wide range of options and advising students on how to outline their professional careers successfully. Module number 4 is what we call Ready, Steady, Go, because it's going to be the final part of the master. So after we will have gone through all the technical and theoretical aspects, from strategy to softwaring, from brand building to reading the brief, from team and creative presentations to new technologies, it's going to be very important to make sure that every student, based on their personal professional expectation, is going to get a very cool portfolio to go out there and find the job they always dreamt of. So Elliot Nimmo is an amazing creative director with an excellent aesthetic style. He lives in Australia, and in this course with him, students will get a chance to create their own portfolio, reviewing both the actual academic projects from a creative director perspective, learning how to select the most relevant projects and presenting them through an effective narrative and engaging aesthetic, getting ready to be successfully introduced into the industry. And the master, 12 months later, will finish with the final project, again with myself, and the final course will consist in practicing all the skills learned during the master and allowing the students to work on a real project as creative directors. So from receiving the brief to designing the final presentation, from managing the creative team to present the work to the client, students will be able to simulate the whole creative direction experience and will have the chance to express their creative potential, hence getting themselves ready for the exciting journey that their career in the real world is going to be. And this is it. So we just took a look together at a syllabus. There will be like a lot more to say about everything, but hopefully that's going to be enough for you guys to get an overview and a clear understanding of what creative direction means and how to become one. So thank you very much for listening, and please be in contact, be in touch with the school. Chaima, myself, and everyone in the team will be happy to answer every question or give more information about anything about the master. we're really excited about this. This is going to be the first time for LABASAD to get the creative direction course in English. That means that everyone who speaks English from all over the world will be able to join us, and we're very excited about this. So thank you, and be in touch. Thank you, Chaima.
Thank you so much, Marco, for this detailed explanation. I believe everything has been clearly laid out, but just a quick reminder. If you have any questions that haven't been answered during this session by Marco, feel free to visit our website or reach out to us at info@labasad.com. We will be happy to assist you personally. Once again, thank you for all of your time. We look forward to seeing you at the start of the course. Thank you so much and take care.